Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our tarot celebrity card reading. We're going to get into Kim Kardashian. Just a little bit of an update and overview of just life and any influences that have kind of affected her certain circumstance or, you know, whatever, wherever she is in her life. See if my mic is working. So hold on, because sometimes it doesn't. Let me just double check though. Let me see. All right. That's so loud. Okay, it works. All right, so we are going to get into this reading, but please hit subscribe first and foremost before you do any damn thing. And click the bell so you don't miss anything out of here at Celebrity Tarot or throughout Hanged Man. The rest of the spiel will be at the end of this reading, so if you're interested, just stay tuned. But we're going to get started here. Kim Kardashian, well, we all know who that is. Like, who are we playing with here? She's not, you know, far out of reach. We all know who this lady is. Kim Kardashian, who was born in LA, California, United States. She was born in October, and it was the 21st day in 1980. She's older than me? I thought I was older than her. Okay. I thought I was older than her. She is known as Kimberly Noel Kim Kardashian. She's an American TV and social media personality. She is a fashion designer and she's a model. She's an actress. She was born and raised in LA. And she came to prominence with her then boyfriend, Ray J, who we just did a reading on. Check it out at Hangman. We just did a reading on him and his new tattoo of his sister on, I think it was on his leg or something. They had a leaked tape in 2007 and it was a leaked sex tape. And again, it was with her then boyfriend, Ray J. And in the same year, her and her family were commissioned to star in the reality TV series Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They have launched several clothing collections, fragrances, additionally released an actual book, Kardashian Confidential, in 2010. She is currently just divorced. She's the divorcee. Hello, Reagan. My daughter's up in the hizzy. She's just separated and divorced officially, I think, from her husband, ex-husband, Kanye West. And then she also is dating the schmeckshy Pete Davidson. Okay, so we are going to get into this reading. I'm just going to do an overall spread. It's nothing too big of a deal, but the big deal is kind of what comes out of it. So, okay, so sorry. Just everyone's blowing my phone up here. Okay, so current energy. I just want to go over the current energy first with these oracle cards, and that does a nice little surface reading of the energy. Reagan, what do you think of Kim Kardashian? Let's get a 10-year-old's perspective. Reagan, don't say smexy. Don't say schmucksher. Oy. All right, so currently in a really nice positive energy, prosperity. So just the coins, the money, honey, of course. She's wealthy. She's doing really good. Well, actually, her birth chart indicates that she's a rude individual. She's actually not very nice. You can tell anyway that she's not very nice. Just like when she like loses it, you can see like little aspects of it. But I feel like she's practiced enough niceness to be nice, if that makes sense. Like, I'm kind of an asshole, but I do practice being nice all the time. So you can see, though, like the little hints that somebody tries to work on themselves or they try to heal, but she is kind of a dick. Yes. Okay, so prosperity, again, her money's doing really well. There's a nice light on forgiveness. So she's working on that forgiveness stuff. Just like there's a lot of emotion surrounding it, a lot of intensity, almost like kind of like a fall, like a waterfall just crashing, and you can hear it just like hitting the water. That's how her emotions, she's seen the emotions of this forgiveness or of the situation. Birds above too. Definitely dealing with somebody else. Or maybe just dealing with somebody else's words. I'm not quite sure. There's definitely some light on it, nice little positive energy. And I feel like it's, you know, she's walking towards the intensity of it, you know, kind of the chaos of the forgiveness. So she is walking towards it, and that's kind of where she's headed. There is some truth here, and that's also in a positive light. I don't think that's bad at all. Blessings, those are there, but it's indicating a little bit lower of an energy, lower vibrancy. So maybe she's just not really holding on to, or just like acknowledging, or, you know, maybe she's taking it for granted, any of the blessings that she has. Also, animals do come up. I feel like just kind of indicating a bird, or maybe a dog or a wolf. Maybe something she might be seeing, or maybe something she's not really paying attention to. However that resonates for her. All these people hitting my phone up. You better stop it. You better stop it. Okay. We're going to get into the tarot card reading. And then we're going to confirm if she's rude. Okay. I could use these cards. I can never decide. My 10-year-old's like, finally, let's get the show on the road. Let's get it on the road. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm kind of nervous, y'all. Reagan, you're just watching. Just sitting there watching. Ray. Wait. All right. Her most current self is in a really nice place, a very balanced place. It's like her feminine energy has come back to play with a very masculine energy that she was kind of carrying. She's got like a wounded female. Sorry, there's a cop outside the window. I was looking at it. I always stare at him. I'm like, try me, man. Try me. Come on. Frank is what? Oh, go put him outside. Put Franklin outside where he belongs, into the wild, into his jungle. She's fierce as fuck though, like right now. Like presently, she's in a really nice place. She's holding her, you know, like anything that's underneath her, she's really holding on with herself. I mean, she's doing all the, you know, heavy lifting. She's doing all the leg work, if you will. I feel like there's definitely a nice little balance between masculine and female. And also there's like a strength that she carries. Okay. I definitely feel like the strength has a lot to do with like the intuition, and that has a lot to do with just like kind of knowing shit. She's really good about that. Very intuitive. I feel like that she's not very clear-headed though presently. Maybe a little superficial, maybe a little compulsive, maybe a little unpredictable. Anyway. Okay, so the most immediate influence surrounding how she is, because of this bomb diggity, she's got a really great sense about that feminine energy. Once again, I think that she's really softened, and I think things are really finding their peace, you know, their peace around her and within her. So I feel like she's doing a really rad job of trying to heal. But what really influences that is change, growth. I think that any information that is kind of continually being added and just being down to earth and really just trying to work on the outer situation, why maybe, you know, things are a little crazy. She's just working on that exterior stuff. But I also definitely think that there's a lot of changes that have come in, and this could be physically. The changes could be even in business, or it could even be in just like experience, or, you know, becoming more reliable or less passive, however that, you know, comes out. She could even be dealing with something creative, just, you know, really successful in unfolding any creative abilities that she might have. She's really making those possible, making them a real success. So. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you're matching this? What's a mango? Oh, like, you let me know, because I like it. I like it. I'm sorry. I feel like something really woke up on her, but I also think that, you know, I think the influence mostly is the people that we are around or near. I think that has a large amount to do with like our feminine and our masculine. I just feel like there was a sharpness about her, and now it's not so much there. Very good. Yes. I think she did. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it for a second. So we'll go over those things too, though. Okay. So anything dealing with kind of her goals or anything going on as far as like a situation or anything that is, I don't know, the goal of the scenario. So her goal basically is to make a decision. Now, this decision could have a lot to do with love, and it could have a lot to do kind of like surrounding that love situation. But I feel like whatever's going on, it's almost like less than disciplined. There's like, I don't know, kind of like, it's almost like a conflict that kind of comes up in here too. So there is definitely a conflict or where she comes to a crossroad and she's really having to make a choice here or, you know, go a certain direction. It could have anything depending on deep, true love, or it could just have something very surface, just kind of like mentally relieving herself of, you know, the bog or being bogged down. I feel like she's definitely allowing the first thing that comes into her mind. She kind of like, I don't know, self-censorship, kind of like bestows a vision upon anybody who really, really needs to hear it. And I think this is a decision that she's been kind of, you know, like swaying back and forth. And I think that has a large amount to do with the person that she was with. And again, that person would have been Kanye West. And I think now in this case, Pete Davidson, he doesn't look like a large man with a lot of muscles, but the energy or the spirit that he's carrying, something about him that she kind of maybe is vacuuming a little bit or, you know, reflecting, but it's only going to do her good because then she can't be ignorant to what healing is. Even if you're faking the healing, you can't go back to pretending you don't know. So it's like, even if you fake it till you make it or whatever, it's like the worst advice or the worst case scenario, you still know what it is. So you still cannot be ignorant to it, or else you start resisting, you become very, very angry individual. Oh God, I don't think she is. My last reading said that that's going to be kind of the reason that they end up not being together is because she's not going to want children. I know that he does. Okay, so let's get into this more. I want to find out as far as like past influences on this actual situation. And that's just kind of being her own and healing and really, you know, finding that forgiveness and finding that healing and softening and adding a nice little balance to the energies around her and just creating a fierceness that, you know, like intuition and making a decision based off of how she feels versus, you know, how Kanye West might feel or her mom or her sisters. So I feel like the things in the past that definitely had to do with, woo, girl, the things that have to do with that. This is just it's hopping outside. It's hopping. Are the relationships and the emotional statuses that she might have carried along the way, okay? The fulfillment has always kind of been in her hand. So I feel like there's always, you know, kind of a rebuilding, finish the project, rebuild, finish the project. So she's just constantly back and forth. But I think she's content with that. I don't think that it's in a terrible state or it wasn't in a terrible state. And this has to do a lot almost relating to that, the love stuff, you know, all of that is receptive, that all that comes to her, any romance, anything. So the flexibility, I feel, has really helped her to add some perspective. But in the past, she definitely wouldn't surrender to it. She didn't surrender to it. It wasn't like a part of like the process for her at that moment per se. 3. Yeah. And in the past, there was definitely, you know, there was not as much change. There wasn't as much growth because there was not as much kind of like going into the opportunity or going into her potential, getting into a place where she's okay, like in her work, as far as like changing and growing and really adding things to it. The action was needed, but she wasn't really putting it there. It's different now. This was huge. This is a huge added thing to the situation now. And I feel like anything that was against the grain would have put her like in her, okay, I could say this in so many different ways. Okay. Okay, let's just say she started in the basement of a house, okay? Let's just say that. The changes and such that she was making, this has to do with like probably like being, you know, anything to do with sex energy or anything to do with, you know, the opportunity or the potential that, you know, work might have invited. But I feel like anything that would have went against the grain or more traditional or more like more of a vanilla would have put her further under the basement. Does that make sense? So I feel like she just kept going up. And the reason that she kept going up was because she did not go against the grain. She actually, you know, put the pearls on and she played the part, you know, with the glove and, you know, like if she would have not done that, if she would have like went against the grain, like Lady Gaga, it would have put her in a different place, like completely. It might've made it so that she wasn't like famous. Okay. Especially for what she's famous for, because I mean, she started with the sex tape. So she was definitely in the basement. She was definitely just hanging out in the basement. Let's let's find out a little bit more here about that. Any of those past influences, what influenced her to do this? We'll just find out. We'll confirm that because that's what I feel. Okay, so yeah, so this just relating to communicating or to be logical, be rational. Like, how can we do that? Well, she was learning how to do those things. She was learning how to be clear and, have gained some sort of ground when she's, talking or communicating or trying to get her message across. So in the past, though, that had a huge influence was the fact that she learned how to do all that because she didn't know how to do that. Did he go to the bathroom? All right, so upcoming. There's a person here. They're an earth sign. So anything that is upcoming, this person's an earth sign. They're younger than her. If anybody knows, I can't remember if Pete Davidson was an earth sign or not. Could be an air sign too. So there's an air sign. The air sign is, oddly enough, has nice olive skin with brown hair. And then the air sign is probably Kanye, and that's in reverse. That is so weird. That's Kanye West. This is Pete Davidson. I mean, really? That's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, so he's super down to earth. He's physically very appealing. He's physically pleasing. So they physically are very attracted to each other. They physically are dealing with each other. I feel like he's just really reliable. And these are just kind of things that are really, I don't know, something that she needed. Okay. That's definitely something that she needed. And this is all upcoming. This is all a future. Okay. Okay, now with this Knight of Swords, now this is just indicating that, again, there's going to be those messages, kind of that bullying back and forth. Now that's already kind of been around and been happening. So let's find out a little bit more here about this future. Ooh. And the influences. Okay, so there definitely was some sort of action towards the situation. Okay, now what is upcoming is that the action or the moving forward process is definitely going to, try to reevaluate. I mean, as of right now, whatever they're dealing with, they're definitely dealing with almost like they were neglecting the situation or over the situation. But upcoming, they could get into a place where they stop doing that. They could get into a place where, there's more possibilities and they could just move on from it. But I feel like someone's definitely over the situation, and they're both like they both managed it in a stupid way. I thought Pete Davidson did a great job by not, responding to Kanye West, but I think that he could have made it continue. I don't think that he needed to add to the situation. Yeah, because it's just something that, like, you put yourself out there enough, it's your own fault. Like, you could put yourself back, or you could put yourself in a place where you don't fucking do that. The change, or there's some sort of a change or a conflict that brings a little bit less than stable, I feel like, and that's not a very good feeling. And again, this is somebody that she has a past with. This has a large amount to do with that person. And this person's a fire sign. Could be a fire sign or an air sign. Okay. It's definitely inspiring, I feel, for them both to look back on each other. And I feel like it's only inspired them to move forward. I think that Kanye West was a huge and super important karmic person, or learning lesson, or soul connect, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, however that resonates for y'all. But again, I only speak from my own guts, and my guts say that he was very vital to her kind of producing anything in her life. I mean, he was a huge part of it. Huge, huge, huge. Thank you. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, anything? Let's get into the most present. What's going on right now? We got something new trying to start. Okay, there is some sort of a new beginning as far as like work. Could have something to do with passion, just building into something. But there's like almost like somebody's not wanting to deal with it. What the hell? All right, this dealing with the fire sign, and it has to deal with love stuff. Okay, so this new beginning with this fire sign, it's not about the passion project. It's about the passion, okay? This new person, there's definitely no direction really here, and it's actually very unpredictable, and the meaning of it will be less and less the further and further they move along, okay? Because this person is really fucking young, and this person is definitely gets very cold and moody and becomes very codependent. Yeah. And I mean, she's a motherfucking empress. Like, you know, this is somebody who is very loving to themselves, very spiritual. Again, she's very intuitive. And I feel like she's definitely got that nurturing side, but she's, you know, already a mother. She's the mother. This could be a meaning of, you know, wanting kids even, but she's a mother. She's already, you know, in that space. But there could be somebody else. And I think he is a dark skin, maybe a dark skin. I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's Kanye West though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This person's more loving. This person, what is this? Okay, I heard you. I heard you. Okay, so there is somebody coming in. It's going to be a water sign. Now, this water sign is going to come in, but it's going to be a less than positive situation if this other situation hasn't ended. So this new love, this new potential, this new relation connection that's coming in, or even presently kind of happening, this could be a big deal. This could be a positive, a very warm and inviting thing, but she's got to make the decision to deal with this other situation who she's already dealing with, and that would be Pete Davidson, essentially. I feel like this definitely could be a new beginning for her, though. But as of right now, it'll just feel very intense, like when that opportunity comes in, because she's aware of who that person is. Does that make sense? She's knowing of it. Yeah, of course. I mean, Pete Davidson. Listen, I think that he has a large amount to do with her being able to move on even more so. I think he had a large amount to do, kind of like a pillar for her to hold on to during the beginning stages of that divorce and everything, because I understand that. But I just also feel like that's also like, you know, he's going to have kids with somebody else. That's just where that's headed. Yeah, he's serving his purpose. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm just stuck, or I'm always like, why, like, do I have to deal with all the, you know, like, I gotta like give people advice and this and that. And it's like, I serve a purpose. Like, that's what I do. Like, some people do it more than others. He does. He has a light. He's very unique. There's something about that guy that makes you want to melt. So that's what it is. All right, so it will bring a little bit of conflict, I think. What's the likely outcome of this, though? The communication of it. And it will almost make her feel like she's going to have to fight about it, or fight on, you know, like fight in the terms of like get heated into an argument or whatever it is. Likely outcome. It's a likely outcome for the next month or so, though. All right. Okay, she's coming into a transition. So she is coming into, we got our death in reverse. She is coming into a transition, but she's not going to be feeling so lucky this month, or luck is just not going to really be on her side, or karmically she's resisting something. And that's probably what that is. It's going to break him like a puppy dog. Yes. It's going to break him like a kitty or hamster. What else? Oh, a tiny baby little mouse with the soul of a lion. That's what it's going to feel like. And it's going to feel like a shoe squishes him. That's how it's going to feel. A little tiny baby mouse that has the strength of a lion. It will no longer. All right, so there will be, you know, back and forth messages about the situation, something going on, something about the past, having to deal with something here is going to, you know, stir up, and she's going to have to deal with that so that she can get into that new place or that new beginning. Because this, I mean, she's coming into the ending cycle here. Yeah, just kind of overall 10 of Cups, just coming into some sort of a completion. And I feel like this love affair is completed. That's within the next month or so. And it will be receptive, but not at first. It's not going to be received back and forth. It's not going to be, you know, flowy, doughy initially. Yeah. So he's going to start getting really possessive. He's going to get forceful. He's going to start getting very neglectful, in the, you know, the wrong places, the wrong times is what he's going to put himself in. But he's going to feel like the misery. He's going to feel the misery, even though he's going to be trying to, you know, be over it. He's going to be, you know, I'm fine. I'm over the situation. I'm very, you know, I'm down to earth. I'm grounded. I've got this. I'm going to move forward. No, you're not. You're going to cry. He's gonna cry. Yeah. He's gonna be very, 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 very fucking upset, this man. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. And that King of Swords is in reverse. So this is just indicating to me that it's definitely not going to be something dealing with Kanye West. This has nothing to do with them. But I do feel like after P is upset, after he is squished this beautiful baby mouse with the strength of a lion, and he is squished by her Louis Vuitton shoes or whatever the F they're called, I really feel like it's going to bring a mental clarity to his life. I think it's just got all of a sudden he's going to feel a nice ease, a nice like peace. Okay. I feel like communication will help. It's definitely going to help. It's definitely going to be changing things, and he's going to get curious. He's going to keep moving forward. And this 10 of Cups, the completion of this situation or this relationship, this is just inevitable. Okay. And yeah, Kanye West, that's just there. That's always going to be lingering around in her cards. I feel like it's always going to be that aggressive. But God, it's just like there is something. I know that people are like, oh, be careful with the charming people, but I think Kanye West is like so cute, like a 3-year-old. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So by the ending of the situation, she is going to find some sort of romantic lover. This person's going to be super creative, again, super inviting, kind of an introvert, maybe a little bit more so than her. I feel like the motion of this is going to be really serene, very calm, peaceful, loving. Again, it's going to be a nice, nice connection. Something we're going to be definitely wanting ourselves, I'm sure. I think she already knows this person though. Poor Pete. Poor Petey. Poor Petey. Oh, my Lanta. All right, I got to get out of here. I got some more readings to do. Please go ahead, hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. When you do this, you are going to go ahead and click the bell so you receive all of my notifications. You can get 2 or more a day. So if that sounds okay to you, just go ahead and click that bell. The rest of the information about this is right now. So anything dealing with Hangman Tarot, if you want to go check out the YouTube channel, please feel free, go check it out. Remember to click on the members button. When you become a member, there will be a couple different levels to choose from. I'm working on the intro video of it, so hang in there, and I'm working on the leveling of it. Bye. See you later. Thanks, Mary. So fun. I love doing readings when people come in. It's so much fun. It's like a party. It's like a tarot party, people, where we destroy the celebrities and we bring them back. Break them down and we build them up. All right. So I am going to get out of here. But again, go check out that members button. If you want to become a member, please go ahead and just click on that damn button. Click on it. You get like really cool emojis. You get cool like super stickers for super chats, yada, yada. Go check it out. Click on it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this beautiful Saturday, y'all.